Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So, Gem, just to give you guys a heads up, so I was doing your pre-shuffle, and it's a very specific message coming out for someone involved in a relationship. And kind of going back to, I know on my channel, I always have some type of connection between Gemini and Cancer, and that is also going to be the case with this video. So if you have a connection to a Cancer, you might want to jump over to that video I just posted as well. Especially the pre-shuffle cards are seriously like identical what was popping out. And I'll be going over that in the extended if you guys want to jump over there. But if not, that's totally fine. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So let me get into my normal intro, get that over with. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And as always, welcome to my cross watchers. And cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Gemini and the message could be for you directly. So feel free to take out however it resonates to you and your situation. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's probably not for you. Try not to force it to your situation if it doesn't apply, okay? And, interesting. Oh, okay, maybe, let me see what else comes out. So, if you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. Also, if you guys would like to make a good karma donation, that information is also located down below. And just wanted to say thank you to those who have made donations, and thank you for liking and subscribing. Just make sure that you tap the bell off to the side when you hit the subscribe button so that you can get notifications when these videos post and when I go live. So, Gem. What can we get? Yeah, that was perfect. Oh, wow. All right. All right. Okay. And you know, I am going to take that clam card that popped out, or the oyster. Let me pull that too, because what I'm getting, Gem, is that currently you're in some type of relationship or dynamic, or at least there's someone that you're thinking about that there's not a lot of communication happening, and that's why I was saying it could be with a Cancer, because I freaking love Cancer so much. And I think that you could be dealing with a Cancer that is clammed up, okay? So that's why I wanted to pull out the oyster as well. This is like going to be a really specific message that's coming out. So that's why I was saying there's this connection, because here's the alchemical symbol for water at the top here. But I think that there's some type of like vibrational communication at the least happening, okay? But it's like someone is clammed up, shut down, shelled, you know, and that's why I was saying Cancer, I think, or no, Cancer, see, look, this is going to happen throughout the reading, so just prepare yourself. But Gem, I think that it could be a Cancer that you're dealing with, someone that's in their shell, and where they're communicating vibrationally, you're sensing everything that they're putting down. They don't have to say a whole lot for you to know exactly what they're thinking, what they're projecting. You're that kind of telepathically connected to this person. So that's why I'm saying that there's this combination right here of the black egg, because here we've got, this is the symbol for the ethers or the cosmos, and this is the black egg. So this is like a really special connection that's kind of been being protected. This is a shell that is not going to be penetrated, okay? To me, it's kind of like a dragon's egg, like in Game of Thrones, how she's like, that's what a dragon egg looks like to me. Nothing is getting through here. All right, this combination, that's pretty much like an impenetrable exterior. So that's why it could, like I said, be a Cancer that you're dealing with, and not, it could be a Pisces or a Scorpio, just throwing that out there if that applies. But one thing I do know is when, oh man, when Cancers, and really any of the emotional signs, like when they decide to shut down, they will shut down. Like they will cut off everything, emotions and everything. And it can be kind of frustrating, but here's what I think is really beautiful is here we've got in the middle, we've got the spider and the bear. also Earth coming in here. So I'm just throwing this out there. It doesn't have to apply, but it also could be an Earth sign, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But if anything, this connection is circling back around. I think that whatever the connection has been in hibernation, right? It's been shut down. The communication hasn't been happening. There might be a little bit of frequency coming out that you pick up with this person, but that's why I was saying it's spinning back around for some type of another connection, communication, rendezvous, and it's coming out. And that's why I think it's interesting that we got both of the earth signs, because I feel like what has happened between you guys, that there's going to be a lot of grounded communication that happens within both of you. Now, I'm not saying quite yet that, oh, full blown, it's going to be like, let's get back together. But if anything, it's like the energies that you guys have been going through, there's something that's been purposefully kept from you guys from this actually happening. Does that make sense? It's like the universe kind of kept bringing this back around together, okay, for multiple times of connection, multiple rendezvous points. That's what I always see the spider. It's all about creation, right? And I think that you guys were going through some type of creation process, and each time that you guys came together for union, there was a deeper level of growth that was hit, a deeper level of like, maybe even connection, maybe emotional connection, and maybe the more the connection came back in, there were a little bit more emotions expressed, okay? But then it's like all of a sudden the disconnection would happen. Maybe this bear, or however this would work out, it would go back into hibernation. Everything would shut down again. Like the shells would come down, like nothing was getting through the emotions again. So that's kind of the dynamic that kept happening. But it was all, if you guys look at it, for whoever this applies to, the way that you're going to look at it and see if this applies to your specific relationship and situation is if you can see that with each disconnection that's happened, you'll be able to see that there was progress made each time in one or both of you. That it's almost like the pain has become less, and it's like you can feel the kind of burst of energy and growth that comes each time that you come into the connection with this person. So every time, and this is why I was saying for you guys, it's going to be very specific, okay? So this is where you're going to have to use your own common sense and discernment if this applies to you, because some of you may legit be in some type of toxic, abusive relationship and just like get away from that person. But this one is unique, okay? Very unique. It was planned in a specific way for a catalyst to your growth, maybe on both sides. So that's why it would come together and there would be the disconnection, because each time the disconnection would happen, there would be another catapult into a new level of your own evolution, a raising of your vibration. And each time you might have come into a certain level of success within yourself. It's like every time you experience heartbreak or a disconnection with this person, you reached a new level of self-mastery, because it gave you some type of an extra energy boost, if that makes sense. So that's why I was saying that the connection might actually be coming in for something very grounded with that earth, because there's been balance achieved with the stingray. This is a balancing of the chakras, and this is another emotions card, right? So here's another confirmation of a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But here is the stingray. The way it comes across to me is it's a complete union between the light and the dark, between the shadow and the light within a human. And once the shadow has been embraced, there's no longer any more shame, guilt, or fear around the shadow aspect of a person. There's union that happens. The chakras become balanced. So that's where I see that you're like one or both of you are completely lit up down the center. There's been a huge like awakening and balancing that's happened, and now the door has opened for this to come into union, for it to happen. The door is open to it now. And that's why I was saying with the black egg and the oyster, it's like in the past, there were purposeful barriers from keeping it from happening. Does that make sense? And you guys might have even completely felt that. You were like, holy crap, this connection is here, like the depth and everything. But there were tons of things that just would not let it come to fruition. There were so many things that got in the way of it actually like being able to evolve and thrive and become fruitful. Does that make sense? So here's where the doors are open, because this needed to happen first. There was a balancing that needed to happen with one or both people before it could have the opportunity for the door to open. Okay? But that's where I'm seeing, see, there I go again, another Cancer, Gemini. This is where the door is freaking opening. Everything is coming out of hibernation now. The opportunity is there. It's just a matter of, are you guys going to step into it? Because I feel like, and this is why I feel like there was a Cancer connection here, is if you guys want to jump over to that one, because I feel like that one was talking a lot about the past, the obstacles that need to be overcome now that the door is fully open to it possibly working. There's going to be, it's not just going to be a simple like, oh, everything is lovely, like we're coming into union. No, like this relationship is all about evolving. And there were certain things that needed to completely line up between both of you so that the work could continue on when the union comes together. So for some of you, I'm going to say straight up, like, pull yourselves out of the fantasy of it coming together and just being like happily ever after. No, there's going to be some work that will come in with it. It's going to also be a lot of rebuilding of trust. Okay. But the door is open for it. That's what I keep wanting to say. Now, I hope you guys like trust me. I don't always do this, but this is part of the thing I was getting in the pre-shuffle. And so I'm just going to take these cards from the bottom. I don't always do this, but it was way too clear. And the connection with the Cancer is way too like uncanny that I am going to do it this way. Okay. So don't shoot me. Cancer. This is what I was getting. Like I was saying, here's the door opening to the union, okay? Two of Cups, soulmate. There's obviously a really deep bond between the two of you, okay? And then here is the new communication coming in. And then here is like either you or the other person. There's going to be some new communication that's going to happen between the two of you, because believe it or not, you guys have still been checking up on each other however you can, like looking at each other's social media, however that applies, you know it. And so here's, I could not make up these cards that were just popping out here straight up during the pre-shuffle. I was like, holy freaking crap. Here it is, 10 of Cups. This commitment and this person completely makes you feel like emotionally fulfilled. And that's why it's been really hard, because there has been a lot of like toxic things that have happened between the two of you. Again, go over to the Cancer video if you want to see that. But that's why I feel like there's this crazy connection here, because here's the light side of the union, of the relationship, of the connection between the two of you. The Sun card. This is the most positive card in the deck. And that's where it will take work, like I was saying, and it's going to take a lot of work, especially on the communication, because here's a page. This is student and learning energy. So there's going to be an evolution to that, right? Because it's a page. It's not a knight or a queen or a king, which is all about the evolution. It's mastering it. These are the beginning phases of the communication. So especially Gemini, if you guys have had issues in communication, you're going to have to learn how to work around that. That's going to be your guys' main focus. And I feel like, especially like I was saying previously, to rebuilding the trust, it's going to take a lot of clear communication and loving, very loving, positive communication. You guys are going to have to consciously make that effort. But what I see is that Here's that Queen of Cups, another Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I was like, what in the freaking crap? But that's where there's going to be, that's my empath card. Either one or both of you actually could be empaths and healers or light workers. But this is emotional healing. This is like love, peace, joy, and enlightenment, coming into the relationship with compassion, like understanding things rather than just getting triggered and going off of the first initial reaction of what another person says in this dynamic and being hurt and maybe being immature or childish. It's like now you guys are going to make a conscious effort where there will be love and compassion in the way that you guys deal with each other, because the connection is worth it. Like, no matter what has happened, it's like you guys, I think, are both understanding that the good outweighs the bad. You know what I mean? The pros outweigh the cons. And like I said, this is why I was saying you guys are going to have to use your discernment, because if you're in a legit toxic relationship, then obviously this is not going to apply to you. You need to do what is best for you and use this. Like, really just be discerning on this reading that I'm giving you guys, okay? But for whoever this applies to, the connection is way too deep and real to just let go. And that's why I feel like you guys are even being guided by your guides, your passed on loved ones, the universe, to come in. And that's why I'm saying that, because here we've got the Temperance. It's like you guys are being divinely guided back into balance. This is where the balance is all being restored. And I feel like things are gonna go in a completely different direction than it has in the past. This is, and I think that you guys might have seen it progressively getting better between you two, where every time you guys would come into union or something, it actually was getting better. And I think the universe also made that happen as well, so that you guys could see that, hey, this isn't just a straight up toxic connection. It's that both of you guys probably had outside influences and obstacles that were making the connection almost impossible. It was the outside influences that were really affecting this more than the connection between the two of you. The connection is way too good, honestly. This is a lot of nurturing, like a soothing type of energy, and I think you guys can feel that in a way when you're around each other. You guys might trigger the heck out of each other, and that was just purging a lot of the old crap that has been passed down by both of your parents. But at the deep core, like between the two of you, the potential was always to be a very balanced, beautiful, nurturing, compassionate, loving connection, a very positive one. So this is where the universe and guides are coming in. They are lining this up to make sure it's happening, okay? Now, this is what I freaking love. Here's, okay, this is a combination of things, but here we've got the Ace of Wands. So here's a new beginning, a new passionate beginning. I mean, I don't even have to say more about the sexual connection between the two of you. Obviously, it's here, okay? Like, the passion is going to come back. If previously there were some issues in this department, that's going to all come into balance, right? All of these cards are amazing. That's why when they came out in the pre-shuffle, I was like, yeah, like I'm just gonna pull from these no matter how much I get criticized for just pulling from the deck, because they were too, it was too like synchronistic with the message I was already picking up and going in perfect kind of combination with the Cancer video, like I was saying previously, Gem. So here's kind of the last part that I'm gonna dive into. This is what I love. This is fours. Fours are all about stability, right? It's the four corners of a building. It's a firm foundation. But if anything, this is actual marriage and commitment. Okay, so marriage might not full on apply, but you guys are, I think, going to make a commitment and a connection with one another where you're going to actually decide, okay, let's make this happen. This is all about stability in the home. And this could even be the foundation of building a family together. And I want to say that just because of the 10 of Cups, that's like emotional, ultimate emotional fulfillment and a family unit to me. So that's why I think you guys could be at the phase of deciding that's the direction that you want to head in. And then we've got the Death card, which is all about a transformation. It's a metamorphosis. So like I was saying, Gem, how it's looked in the past, it's not going to be the same. That's the transformation, especially surrounded by all these positive cards. How it was previously, it's going to be so different now. There's going to be commitment, and honestly, the thing I'm hearing is the world better look out, because you guys are gonna actually be like, nothing is gonna get between the two of you, pretty much is what I wanted to say, Gem. So if you guys want to dive into the extended with me, you definitely can. Just go down below in the description box, click on the PayPal link, send over $10, and please remember to put in the comments or the description Gemini, the title of the video, the publish date, and your email address where you would like me to send the link over for you to view this. So Gem, if this is kind of where we leave things, I'm sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care.